this thing on? Because it's getting ready to be on.
Hello everybody and welcome to Bell Ringer. My name is Greg. Your guest name today is Jenna Kavanaugh. She is our Chief Operating Officer at Invest Buffalo Niagara. We're hosting an event, guys. It's our 20-year anniversary. We figured we would celebrate, but we're focusing on the next 20 years. Please join us September 19th at Hotel Henry for A Plan for Tomorrow. We're having a panel with site selectors, releasing our new talent attraction brand. We'll have a keynote speaker. It's going to be really fun. We hope to see everybody there and celebrate Buffalo and what's to come. Thanks for listening. All right, good morning. Thank you very much for making the long trek from your office to our quote-unquote studio over here.
Good morning, Greg, and thanks for having me.
So we're here for somewhat of a big deal. It is our 20-year anniversary. Over the last 20 years, since 1999, we've attracted companies creating over 43,700 jobs, investing $5.5 billion. So we've made a lot of progress, but as we've solved some of those old problems that we've had, new problems have arisen, which is part of the reason why we're focused on the next 20 years. What can we do to keep this renaissance going? I think everybody feels kind of an energy on the ground, but what's next? So that's what you're here to talk about. If you could start off just telling us the details of this event.
Thanks a lot. Yes, on Thursday, September 19th at 8 a.m., we are hosting an event at Hotel Henry that we are calling A Plan for Tomorrow. To exactly talk about those types of things. We are in the middle of a renaissance for Buffalo. However, there's more to do, and we see opportunities that we can take advantage of, and that's what we're going to focus on during that morning event. We'll focus on some of the activities that Invest Buffalo Niagara is doing to move Buffalo forward, next steps we're going to take. But we're also going to have a speaker to talk about talent attraction, and we're going to hear from 6 site selectors, their perspectives of the Buffalo Niagara region.
Right, so for those that don't know, who are site selectors and what role do they play in economic development? Why is it important to hear from these folks?
Site selectors are an important audience for us as we market the Buffalo Niagara region for new business. They are individuals, consultants that corporations typically hire to help identify the best location for their expansion or new business. And, we often talk about business attraction being it's more about eliminating markets than identifying new ones. And we want to make sure that we stay in the game and stay top of mind with these site selectors. Buffalo Niagara has changed dramatically, particularly over the last 10 years. We want to make sure that they're seeing the best of what we have to offer and that they experience the same opportunities that we see here.
Yeah, so these group of site selectors are going to be in town the day before for a full day, or 2 days before actually, but they're going to be touring all around Buffalo, showing them really the new Buffalo Niagara. Tell folks a little bit about what they're going to see and what they'll be reflecting on the morning of September 19th at our event at Hotel Henry.
So the tour with the site selectors really begins the evening of September 17th, and we'll do an after-hours tour with our friends at the Albright Knox. I know they're getting packed up and ready to move as they start their massive 2-year renovation, but that's part of the story. Being in Buffalo for business is also about the wonderful community and culture that we have here. Next day, we'll move on to a brief tour of the medical campus where we'll meet some of the area's emerging industries. Then we'll stop at One Seneca to talk about M&T's new tech center, but also meet with Douglas Jamal and 43 North, and overall get an understanding of the vision for that tower in Buffalo. We'll drop by Explore and More's Children's Museum, and there we will take a look at some of the displays, but also talk about some of the industries that are driving Buffalo Niagara forward, such as food processing, healthcare, health sciences, and talk about hydropower as an asset.
Right.
After that, we'll head over to the Northlands Workforce Training Center for a tour and a manufacturer's roundtable. We'll stop at the new Resurgence to take a look at kind of the brewery industry, distillery industry in the Buffalo Niagara region. And then we'll have more meetings with some of the local business leaders. Really what the site selectors were saying to us is we want to talk to as many businesses as possible. That's what they're looking to do, is to understand from that personal perspective what we have to offer.
Right. And a lot of people on this podcast have been quoted saying that Buffalo's greatest strength is our people. So I think that'll be exciting for the site selectors to meet so many of the people kind of leading our Renaissance, and we'll get to hear their reflections on that whole day trip on the morning of September 19th.
Yes, they're going to be participating in a panel. It'll be moderated by Carla Sones from Consultants Connect. And really, I think each panelist will take about 5 to 10 minutes to let us all know what they experienced in their visit, where they see our strengths, our opportunities. And then we'll open it to the audience for a big round of Q&A and to get some of their deeper insight. And also to understand what they're seeing across the country and how we can be competitive.
Yeah, it's a national view at Buffalo, and kind of see what the outside perspective is and how we can best mold and shape that with them in town for the week.
Exactly.
The second big part, which we're all working hard on, and we know how important it is. You and I talk to a lot of businesses in the region. Mm-hmm. One of the first things that comes up, if not the first, is always talent. Talk a little bit about the crunch in the region, not just the region, but it's a national problem as well. But kind of set the stage for why we're even working on this.
Well, regionally, we're at about 3.4% unemployment rate. And many of our local businesses are seeking new talent. There are phenomenal programs for upskilling across the region, fantastic training programs, but we need to do more, and we need to help businesses, local businesses, close those near-term gaps for employment. So we have worked with many of our partners to develop a talent strategy. We're excited to unveil that strategy and to begin to launch that on September 19th.
Right. And what do you think is the main audience for the Talent Attraction Initiative? Who are you trying to reach to say, hey, Buffalo might be the place for you?
There's two angles that we're really taking with the launch of this initiative. The first is to reach expats, and the second is really focused on occupation-specific talent. So if you're in technology, engineering, health sciences, or finance, those are the types of folks, particularly where they intersect with that expat group, which I mean by that, folks that went to a college or university in the area but have moved elsewhere, where it's kind of in that sweet spot. That's who we'll be targeting first. And we're really looking at higher level senior positions that can really help the local businesses immediately fill the gaps that they have in their workforce.
Right. And Invest Buffalo Niagara as an organization has done the labor market assessment every 4 years, so we have a lot of data on this. We have a really robust database. We've done some surveying of expats. So
we also subscribe to MZ database, which gives us a lot of excellent information and helps make that research even more robust.
Right. So there's the quantitative side, and then we're going to be releasing the new brand, the new website, some new stories for people in the audience that maybe appreciate the qualitative side or the creative side of this. And then overarching, there's just a lot of love for Buffalo in this campaign, which I think everybody can get behind and is going to be really excited about and hopefully blown away by.
I know our staff is really excited to tell the stories of just the really innovative people that we have working in our community and the types of projects that they're working on as well. So we're really geared up for this launch and ready to share this on social media and digital marketing in a big way. At the event, we're also excited to host Patience Fairbrother from Development Counselors International. She is a talent specialist. She has worked on international campaigns for economic branding and marketing, as well as talent attraction. And DCI itself has done tremendous research in talent attraction marketing. They produce a series of reports called Talent Wars, where they have interviewed thousands of millennials to understand why they choose a place to relocate. So we'll be excited to have her expertise and her presentation at the event on September 19th as well.
All right. We're going to have pretty heavy hitter filled lineup for September 19th. So one last time before we close, just run through the details of the event really quick for those that can sign up, and we'll put the link in the blog post for Eventbrite so you can sign up and hopefully join us.
Right. You can also register at buffaloniagara.org from our homepage on the web banner. All the details are there for our event on Thursday, September 19th at Hotel Henry. We'll start off the morning at 8 a.m. and wrap up by 11:30.
All right.
I hope you join us.
And before we let you go, tradition, even though you're on the team, you still have to do the blizzard round. Go through the gauntlet. If you were a flavor of ice cream, what would you be?
Pistachio.
Text or phone call?
Text.
Bills or Sabres?
Ooh. Tough one. Did I really have to pick?
Yeah, the Bills.
That's cruel.
Bills won yesterday. I'm wearing a Buffalo Bills tie.
All right, I'll go with Bills, but I really love Sabre games.
Hiking or skiing?
Hiking.
And last question, most important, chicken wings, drumstick or flat?
Drumstick for sure.
I agree. Thank you very much. We hope to see everybody at the event September 19th at Hotel Henry. And thank you, Jenna.
Thank you, Greg.
Bell Ringer is a podcast by Invest Buffalo Niagara, the region's privately funded, nonprofit marketing and economic development organization. Please rate this podcast, follow our social media channels, and read our blog at buffaloniagara.org for the best of Buffalo Niagara. Come grow your business with us.